Kristin, great to meet you. Thanks for taking the time to chat. I've heard you say about this role, I've always wanted to play this part, full stop. What was it about Mrs. Danvers that she had to be yours?
I don't know. It's just that I don't know what it was about her. It's that I'd seen other people be unbelievably scary in it. I'm thinking about Anna Massey, who was a fantastic British actress, who in the late 70s, early 80s, absolutely terrified me. And I think she's always been this very fascinating, mysterious character. And I just always wanted to play her. And that's what intrigued me.
So then you get the chance to play her. Does it live up to expectations when you do get to play your dream role?
And more. Yes, it did live up to my expectations. And it was because of the way that Ben Wheatley told the story, making it so much a sort of ghost story. We really played into the kind of gothic element of it, and the lurking in corridors, and the way the light falls across the face, and the very mysterious and dangerous relationship that Mrs. Danvers has with the second Mrs. De Winter, who's played, of course, by the wonderful Lily James. You know, that building up that tension was very.
Then how does it feel when you have to say goodbye to her?
When I have to say goodbye to Mrs. Danvers, it was actually a huge relief, because maintaining that sense of entitlement, the sense of having been betrayed, maintaining all those really negative feelings, is actually quite draining. So when you actually get to sort of take off the costume, rip off the wig, stamp on it, it actually feels quite good.
I read a piece where you said a lot of my characters are prickly and unsympathetic in the beginning, and then you try and you peel the onion and you find out why they're like that. What attracts you to these types of characters?
I think I've always been. As a younger woman, I was really scared of everybody, and my way of dealing with how frightened I was of people, I would just think about them as children in the school playground, and think about how they would have been when they were 11, and that generally made me feel safer about them. And I think it's the same way with these characters. You see these characters who are everyone's afraid of, or nobody likes, and then you try and sort of unravel them and see what it is that caused those behavior, what it is behind all that, what has happened to these people to make them need to behave in that way.
I really like that way of looking at stuff. I'm going to take that into my own life. Thank you. Lily's Mrs. De Winter, like, she's enchanted and captivated by this whole new world that she stepped into. When you first stepped onto a film set, do you remember the way you felt? And does it still feel that way?
I absolutely love being on a film set. Everything about it. I love the cables on the floor, the smell of basically they don't smell so much anymore because they don't heat up so much, but the lamps used to have a very particular smell. I love all the gear there is, all the people. You haven't a clue what they do, but they look really kind of busy. And all these people and nowadays, of course, there's so many electronic things. There are so many electronic things, and it's all kind of a little bit inaccessible for me. So I'm always say, oh, what are you doing there? What's that knob for? You know, I just find the whole thing very interesting. So I've always loved that. But the first time I went on a film set, I found that completely overwhelming. You know, these really tall lamps on these great winches that people would have to wind up by hand to make this thing go up this pole, and people on ladders doing mysterious things. And then suddenly everything would stop and there'd be absolute silence, and it was your turn to do your bit, which can be quite frightening sometimes.
Well, I'm glad that you faced the fear and you're still doing it anyway, because I love everything you bring. Kristin, it was such a pleasure to chat to you.
Thank you very much.